Hello, welcome back to another Plants vs. Zombies video. Today we'll actually be doing the story mode because I have completely neglected this. When we talk to Davebot, he gives us a few dialogue options that are pretty corny, but our first task is Grumpy Stumpy, where we actually have to bring back the stump to the plant's base because he's been lost. Who knows how he was lost because he's huge and apparently very grumpy. He gives us another few dialogue options that aren't very in depth, but it doesn't matter. We then have to escort him back towards the plant base with a few obstacles in the way. We can see that there are a ton of zombies on the way back, and he is not very good at killing them somehow, even though he's like huge. When he's closer to the base, we see a gargantuan spawn that is very intimidating at first because I'm a pea shooter and my tree is pretty useless, but then I realized the story mode bosses have like literally 0 health, so I just obliterated him with the pea cannon and didn't think much about it. Once we complete the quest, we're able to actually get our reward, and it says Grumpy is happy, which makes 0 sense. We get 5,000 coins for doing this quest, nothing much, but the next one is Secret Plan. Crazy Dave gives us more bad dialogue options. This means that the zombies have actually stolen his shoes. This one's on Boney Island, which I actually adore this map because it has a really great attention to detail, and it reminds me a lot of the PVZ Garden Warfare 1 maps. My teammates are a Fireflower, a regular Corn because I don't have very many characters, and then an Electrocentron. Once we grow the garden is when the game actually starts. It's only 5 rounds of garden defense, which is good because I did not want to play a full match. The first wave is pretty light. It's just some regular brown coats, and there's not much that actually goes on during this wave. After the first few rounds, it's round 5. This is the boss wave. It's where the Gargantuar spawns that actually has Dave's shoes. I don't know why a Gargantuar has Dave's shoes, but he just does. This boss is also pretty easy to defeat. He has little to no health, and I have teammates this time, which makes it infinitely easier. But overall, these quests aren't that bad. I mean, they are definitely built for a little kid, but that's, at the end of the day, it still is a story. And once we kill the Gargantuar, we get the Secret Plan shoes, which means that we're able to move on to the next quest. We go back to Davebot 3000, and he has obviously more quests for us. This time it has to do with the Flag of Power. Once we raise the Flag of Power, the first wave starts. We have a teammate Citron to begin with, and the first wave is just brown coats, and it's really easy. As we can see, we one-shot the brown coats pretty easily, and one thing I don't like about the Flag of Power is we get a reinforcement crate. Basically, when you break those open, we get another teammate. Once we defeat the final wave, it completes the quest and we're able to move on. The next one is the Fireworks of the Ancients. This one is another garden defense. Our team this time is Electrocentron, Fireflower, and a Toxic Chomper. I chose a Toxic Chomper just for fun. The first wave again is just once again more brown coats. This quest boss wave is just a bunch of Kung Fu zombies with the Sensei boss. These Kung Fu zombies actually have quite a bit of health and do like a ton of damage to the garden. The Sensei boss is there, and once we are finally able to get him near our garden, it's pretty easy to attack him. My Chomper is making light work of him. He tries to swallow him, even though the Chomper can't. Once we kill the Sensei, it completes the quests, and we get our crazy fireworks back, which are used for the next quest. The next quest is Boom Tombs, and this one's quite simple. We literally just go around to different graveyards and blow them up with the fireworks we got. You have to blow up 3 in total, and the first 2 are pretty easy, as we see right there. Then the third is also quite easy, but there's a little bit more zombies, and once we destroy all 3 tombs, we actually have to enter a giant cannon that launches us into the zombies' base, and we have to blow up some stuff in the zombies' base as well. You'll see the first one is at the multiplayer portal, then is the leaderboard and quest board. Lastly, it's by the Zomblimp. Once we place all 3 fireworks, we're granted a beautiful fireworks show that apparently dazes and confuses the zombies. Once we do that, a disco zombie appears and we have to fight it to end the quest. Disco zombies are pretty annoying because they can stun you and they're able to attack from afar. but once they enter this disco ball swinging, you can't deal any damage to them, and they'll stun you if they hit you. Thankfully, the P-Gatling is pretty overpowered, and we're able to make quick work of him once he's stunned. And with that, we actually completed this quest, which brings us to the next one, Agents of Leaf. This one is where we actually get the orbs, and it isn't so much of a quest, more of we are able to walk to the Corn's base and actually start the next line of quests, which we won't be doing in this episode, but that allows us to go over to the zombie side. Once we're on the zombie side, we have to talk to Dr. Patient, and he gives us a few quest options. First, he has to give us a zombie translator so we're able to actually hear him, which doesn't make much sense because we're a zombie. But the first one is "You're cordially invited." We have to talk to Tony Baloney, what a fire name, first, and he just feels like dancing, and he gets mad at us for dancing and says we have to have a dance off, but then hurts himself in the process. Next, we have to go speak to Barth to actually obtain this garage door opener, which is able to lead us to the Infinity Time spots, but first he makes us do a target practice session, and I find this extremely easy. Once we complete the target course, we actually have to go speak to him himself, and once we do that, we're able to obtain the garage door opener, which makes this set of quests extremely shorter than the plant side, is what I would have said if Barth didn't actually get exploded by a potato. Next, we have to find the missing door opener through a series of teleporters with an engineer. I don't know how much I trust this engineer, considering his name is literally Gene Error, but that's besides the point. We first enter the teleporter, and it teleports us back to the zombie's base. I knew somebody named Gene Error would not be the smartest zombie. It teleports us back, and we're able to try the teleporter once again, but he just claims that if he hits it with the hammer a few more times, it solves the error. So we enter it again, and we enter the Rose's base to get jumped by Roses, which, thank you, Gene Error, but it shows that he's actually not smart. We get teleported back, and once we go back inside of the teleporter, we get teleported back, and next he thinks that the air filter is the problem. So we enter the teleporter, and we get put in front of like 5 Grumpy Stumpies, which means that we would get jumped because we have 75 health because we're an imp, but luckily I had my Z-Mech, and he teleports us back pretty quickly. Lastly, he just tells us to enter this cannon that launches us to the plant's base instead of teleporting us, which the plants obviously instantly aggress us because we're a zombie in the plant's base, but I hit a couple 360s, and it's pretty easy to just go grab the teleporter. Once we get the teleporter, we're able to go to the Ancient Knowledge quest, and that sends us to go talk to Zen Sensei. While talking, he says that he's actually lost the scroll and that we have to find it to actually learn how to charge the garage door opener. We find it later on the plant side where we just eat to interact with the thing, but it actually turns out to be a marigold in disguise, and we have to kill that. Once we kill a marigold, we're able to obtain the scroll, and we have completed the quest. We talked to Zen Master one more time, and he explains on how the secret door needs to be turned to on, and that it would work. Next is Yuck. Once we know how to actually turn on the garage door opener, it turns out it needs power, in which to obtain power, we actually have to go to a graveyard ops and kill a litany of sunflower to charge it. The sunflower are pretty easy to kill, but unluckily they only charge 1%, so we have to kill a lot of sunflower. Once we were on the boss wave, we only had 21 sunflower, but if we kill the giant sunflower, we're able to instantly charge the whole thing, which this boss is infinitely harder than any gargantuan. But once we kill it, it charges the garage door opener instantly, and we're able to use it. Once we go back, we just have to do the Finder of Doors quest, which Dr. Patient explains is literally just opening the door. Once we open the door, the giant hatch opens and we're just able to drop right down, but we have to talk to Zomboss first. And he explains on how, well, after glazing us, he sends us to open another orb, which, once we do that, we're able to actually access the zombie hero quests. but we won't be doing that in this episode. In this episode, I wanted to just open a character pack because I had enough coins, and, well, I don't have very many characters. Let's open this pack. Let's see. Ooh, okay. We got the Commando P with what seems to be one piece of a different P, which I don't recognize off the top of my head. Overall, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll get another episode tomorrow.